Join me on a fascinating journey where I show you some of the techniques used in scale aeromodelling. Hello again modellers, and welcome back to the channel. I thought we'd have a bit of fun today with a little experiment. A friend of mine has told me about a epoxy filler that works really well, and he's found is superb and super light. So it involves using a microlight filler, SPS microlight, IPA, isopropanol alcohol, and epoxy. And we mix the epoxy up, then we thin it with isopropanol 50-50, and then we add the SPS filler. And it's a micro light filler, and I can show you what it looks like. Now the stuff he uses, he said he's going to give me some to try, but the stuff I've got, which is it's just labelled microlight SPS filler. I've not got the original pot, I've just decanted some out of another pot. So, and it is very light, you know, it's very light. Now it's not micro balloons. A lot of people use micro balloons. I don't find micro balloons is particularly easy to sand or particularly light. It is lighter than normal filler, but anyway. So we're going to try this as a bit of an experiment. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, I've tried it. So, all right, let's get mixing. So, we've got the scales ready to go. And I'm going to reset them to 0. First of all, we'll mix in the epoxy. I don't know how much I'm going to add until I see what it looks like. This is just 5-minute epoxy, and I'm going to put in 3 grams. There we go. Cool. 3.000. Well, 005 now. So 3 grams. Reset it, and then we'll put in another 3 grams. Nearly there. 3. I'm going to mix in the isopropyl. So we'll reset it again. 3 grams again. 3.1. Pretty close. I think that's good. Now we need to stir it. Now the isopropyl won't want to mix with the epoxy. I've already been warned about that, but it will. If you just keep going, it will, and it is mixing. So what I'm creating now is a kind of a slurry. And remember there's 5-minute epoxy in there. What I am hoping is that the isopropyl isn't going to actually dissolve the cup. If it all dissolves and falls out the bottom, then I've made a bit of a mess. But you can see it's turned to a creamy, you can't see, it's turned to a creamy mixture. I'm going to close this, get it out of the way. And I'll just keep stirring it for a while. Now I've been led to believe by the chap that's suggested this, that the 5-minute epoxy will take much longer to set than 5 minutes because of the isopropyl that's been added to it. It's a nice consistency now. It's nice and thin. Right, so then what we do is we add loads of this. So we get it, to a nice thick and creamy paste. And it will take at least as much as I've put in there, apparently. So I'm going to actually tip it in there because I think we need quite a bit more than we're seeing here. That's handy. It's got rid of all of the broken off bits that were in the top of the pot. So we'll keep mixing. So you can see we've got a slurry. I'm breaking up the crumbs because they were sort of clumped together in places. What you do have to do apparently also is wet the surface of the that you're going to fill, so that this doesn't immediately dry out and gets the alcohol sucked out of it and it just fall off the surface. So I'm going to use a cotton bud to just wipe some isopropyl across the area that I'm going to apply the filler. And I'm only going to apply it in one little area for now, well, unless it goes a long way. If it seems to be going further, then obviously I'll do more, but But the real area I want to do is, if you remember when we sheeted the fairing on the Chipmunk, there was one bit that cracked, and it's left us sort of a ridge that isn't very pretty. So that's the bit I'm really trying to work on. But I might, if I've made enough here and it, you know, it goes far enough, it's looking like I might have done, then I might try and do between the ridges as well. We'll just see how it goes. And of course, if the stuff starts to go hard on me, then that's kind of goosed the whole idea. Epoxy is quite expensive, so you can't just keep, you know, sort of just throwing it away, or I can't. If you want it to take ages to go off, obviously you'd use a surface epoxy, you know, finishing resin or something like that. But so I think we still need more in there, because that is still considerably runny, and I don't think we want it runny. I think we need it stiff. Now that's getting better. Now remember, we've got 3 grams of isopropyl or IPA, we've got 3 grams of of hardener and 3 grams of resin. So we're looking at 6 grams at the end of the day, because the IPA will dissolve, will evaporate. And then however many grams of this I put in, but it is really, doesn't really feel like it weighs anything. So it's not too heavy at all. It's not stiffening up at all, so I think we're still good to go. I'm going to put more in there because it's still quite runny. But it is getting much closer to what we want. Just goes to show maybe 2 grams of resin, 2 grams of hardener and 2 grams of IPA would have been enough to make some of this resin. Now we're looking like we're about there. You see how it's now much better, much stickier. That's great. So let's get it all thoroughly mixed. Remember, it is a 5-minute epoxy, and if that epoxy isn't mixed together, it won't go off properly. Although I think with all the stirring, I think it's good to go. I think that's it. So what I'm going to do, I'll probably use that to decant it, I guess. And we'll go over to the model. Okay, so we're over at the model now. What I'm going to do first is just wipe down the area with some IPA on a cotton bud, just to make sure that it sticks. And this is the area I really want to look at the moment, is up here. So put some IPA up there. We'll get our gunk and we'll put some on. Now I want it in this area here. And I think we are going to have enough to be able to do more than just this area. And my friend Matt says that this stuff is lovely to sand. Let's hope he's right. So I've made a curved spatula, so I'm just going to try and see if I can actually get it to curve into that shape that we want. Now Matt said, put it on, then don't touch it, because the stuff you just lift it off if you touch it again. So I'm trying not to touch it, but clearly I am. Right, and I've not put any IPA on this area down here, so if we're going to use it further along, oops, then I need to put some along here as well. And all this does is stops the stuff drying out too quickly. And I've actually realised I've not actually got it into the area that's cracked, which is up there. So slap it all on. I'm going to put as much as I've got on here, and then we'll spread it out. Right, I'm going to go away from this stick this, not this stick. I'm going to go away from this because I'm not happy with the way that's working. And I'm going to switch to one of these dental epoxy pads that I've got, and I'm just going to use it like that. Oh, it's messy, and as Matt said, it does want to pull off. So let's see if we can put a bit more up there. And as he said, don't touch it once you put it on. And I have. And now it's dragging. Which is exactly what he said don't do. And of course I did exactly what he said don't do. I'm not sure how to get out of this now because it's pulling off. Finger sometimes works. And it is just pulling straight off the surface, so it's doing exactly what Matt said it would. And so this is a mess now. Oh dear. Yeah, Matt, you were right, but this is terrible. This is terrible. I'm not sure what to do about that. It's absolutely not sticking to the wood. Now, Matt did say to put it straight onto the balsa, not onto glass or anything like that. It's not sticking though, it's just lifting straight off. I'm not really sure what to do here. Thanks, Matt. Stuff looks great, but I don't think it's going to work for me. No, it sticks better to your finger than it does to the model. No, that's horrid. Sorry, Matt, but I don't like that. One last try. So in this instant, I'm going to put some IPA on it, just see if it'll smooth with a palette knife. You never know. It's trying to work. There again, it's trying not to work. I don't know. No, it's just pulling off the surface. No, sorry, Matt, but that's a fail. That's a fail. I don't know whether to just scrape all this off now, rather than have to struggle with sanding it. The stuff is setting as well, which is not helping. Matt did say, spread it on, don't touch it, which is obviously true, but on a curved surface like this, you can't do it in one. So unless he does it very much slippier, I don't know, I'm getting it all over my fingers and everything. Right, I'm going to end this tape. Well, it's actually 2 days later now, and it hasn't gone hard. It's still soft not soft, but it's like foam, so you can mark it with your nail. So I'm just going to, I had a quick try with sanding it, and that was the day after, but let's just try this area here and just see what we can do. It does seem to sand really easily, as if it's a foam. And that's what it actually feels like, is foam. And it's, as you can see, it's sanding like foam as well. But, it's not ripping up, it's just, it is sanding. So I think this method probably would work if I'd used a glue or an epoxy that dried absolutely solid and brittle, which would have been better. And I do know that the Deluxe Materials resins do dry really solid and, you know, crisp. This one, which is the Bob Smith Industries one, clearly doesn't. So all I'm going to do is try and get as much of this as I can back down below the level that I need, and then I'll either mix up some other resin, you know, using a harder epoxy or a more brittle epoxy. I do have some more deluxe materials, but deluxe materials only comes in a 4 minute and a 20 minute. And 20 minutes, you know, as you saw, when we mixed this up, it extended the life of a 5-minute epoxy to a good half hour. So a 20-minute one we're probably going to extend to probably a day. And it's not proving very quick, this process. So I might try and get some of the deluxe materials 4-minute epoxy, assume that this is going to, you know, sort of extend the time it would take to set, and we'll try it again with the 4-minute. I'm not going to give up on it because it is very light, and the idea of this is that we create something that is as easy to sand as the balsa, and that's important. The polyester resins, you know, car filler type stuff, is great on top of an epoxy finish or on a solid hard finish where the sanding, the amount of pressure and coarseness of the sandpaper that you need to get it to sand is the same between the base material and the filler. This needs to be very soft to be as soft as the balsa. So I think it is a good idea. So there you go. It's not a dead loss, but not been quite the success I'd hoped. I'll sand all this down if I can, and then we'll come back to it and take one more look. I found the best way to sand it is with this sanding pad, Velcro type pad, and I roll it on the edge of the desk to break it because it's quite stiff. It's very coarse because it gives a curved edge. I find it sits into the fairing quite nicely. You can see it's, even though it's, you know, the epoxy isn't particularly brittle, it's still sanding very well, and it's sanding a little bit like, as I said earlier, like foam. A mix between the green florist foam, which is very soft, and well, it's like a dense florist foam. So it could be a very useful trick. If I can get the wrinkles out of it, I use the right epoxy. My friend Matt did say that this sounds very much like balsa when you get it right. And to be honest, this is sanding and giving a dust like balsa dust. So maybe I shouldn't be too quick to dismiss this. Like most things, it does take a while for you to get a handle on a technique and on a new way of doing stuff. And I'm the first to admit that I maybe don't like change, and I like to do things the way I like to, the way I do. But it is sometimes good to just push the envelope a little bit and try something else. I don't think I've got it quite right, but it's not as bad as it first appeared. But as Matt said, you do have to apply it. You can't mess around with it. You can't touch it once it's put on, and maybe that's what I did wrong. Anyway, I'll keep going, but as you can see, it's not coming out as bad as I thought it might. So we'll keep going, do a bit more, and then we'll come back.